So at my design agency, we receive many different inquiries to work with us through this portal, the Webflow Experts portal. And Webflow, which is the tool we use to build those amazing websites for companies. And about a month ago, I received an inquiry like this. So we received this inquiry from him, which tells his budget, also a little description about his project. And his description says, Wilson Tender is a growing small-scale agricultural enterprise in the importation and exportation of fresh agricultural products such as cola nut and gosila nut and cocoa, whatever the name you say it. So nothing out of the ordinary, so I respond. Hey Wilson, thanks for reaching out. We definitely would be able to help you out with those tasks. To move forward, we would need to learn more about your requirements to establish the goal and the timeline, and I propose him a time to chat. So a basic casual response. So then he sends me a whole list for the requirements for this project. And basically here he says that he wants to basically resemble this company called agroamerica.com. Also some little notes, and also he asked me some questions like the total estimate, and also who owns my company, and also the payment options. So some potential clients do ask for the proposal before the meeting, but that's rare, but still that's not a red flag. So I analyzed all his tasks and I crafted an invoice for him and I sent it by email. And I also responded to some of his questions. So then he sends me the following, which he wants to pay by PayPal or Zelle, but because he cannot use his credit card currently, which is fine. We didn't have the meeting yet as he's already trying to pay. We didn't even discuss the process and the timeline and etc. And it's kind of fishy. But I'm like, okay, fine, you can pay at this PayPal link. And it's a link where you have to enter the amount you want to pay and then you click send and that's it. But then he tells me, can I have your email? That would be easier for me, he says. And honestly, I thought that was kind of very fishy. I mean, it's already pretty easy to pay through that link I sent him. You just have to enter the amount, click send, but he still requests for an email. And that was a red flag for me because usually scammers have a very precise way to obtain their money. If not, the scam wouldn't work. But I mean, at this point, I couldn't even say he was a scammer, like I have no evidence. So then I just continue by replying with my PayPal email where he can actually pay, just how he asked. And I've never seen something like this before. I mean, if the client is actually very quick with covering, the bills, then sure, that's an amazing thing. Because then soon after, I receive the money. I receive the money. Yeah. He says, I already make the payment. Did you receive it? I say, hi Wilson, we haven't received the payment yet from our side. I successfully sent the money and I got a deduction mail from PayPal. So kindly check your email/spam if you got a confirmation mail from them and let me know. So obviously then I knew it. I knew it was a scam. When you send money on PayPal, you get a notification on your application. There's no other way around it. If there's no payment notification, then no trust from this guy. I haven't received any email from PayPal, I said. He says, check your email/spam. So I'm like, check your spam, he says. So when have you seen an email from PayPal go to spam? And also be named paypal.info.team@gmail.com. Sounds extremely unprofessional. So this email from PayPal says you have received an additional payment of $2,000 from Wilson Tender. The funds have been received but is pending and won't reflect in your account until you have sent back the refund payment of the additional payment sent by the buyer. This is all fake. And so now it was extremely obvious that was a scam. So the discussion begins. This is where I decided to just waste his time. So then I just say, here's what PayPal says I can do. And I send him the links from PayPal support portal. Then he says, Maxime, I only make payment to you. And immediately I made payment. I got a deduction mail from PayPal. And then I reply by saying that I see the email from PayPal in the spam folder, but just that it's weird that an email from PayPal would land in spam. And I just ask more questions. It tells me that we need to refund a portion because you overpaid. Was the right amount sent? And then he says, yes, that is correct. Yes, you overpaid, or yes, the right amount was sent. He says, yes, I overpaid. And then I just continue pushing on the fact that it doesn't make any freaking sense and just hoping to irritate him. And I said, enough. I decided to basically use some of the techniques that Mr. Pleasant Green was using in his videos when I was watching him back in the day, which is basically using Grapify to create a fake link. If the scammer or the person clicks on the link, I would retrieve all the information about where he is, well, his IP address, his time zone, also the device he's using. So I decided to make an email that would gather all his information if he clicks on that link. So I just said, okay, sure. So then please request the money transfer of the addition that you overpaid. Here is the link. And obviously that link is a fake link, that if he clicks on it, I get all his information. And then I say, I will refund the addition this way. As soon as I see a request, I will cover the payment. But then, obviously, he had to send me this email, an email that has no relation to his name. So christymorris1207 gmail.com, very fishy email, obviously not sending any money to that. So while we were waiting for him to click on that malicious link, I just decided to say, look, I would try to send the funds to your email that you just sent me, that weird email Christy something. And basically I said that PayPal alerted me that I cannot send the funds from an account from another country. And then I just wanted to clarify, because he told me before that he was a Canadian business. Is your business in Canada? Then he responds to me, you're right, that email is from my other account from the States, and this is my Canada own email. And look at this, it's even more spammy. Damn, this guy. But anyways, we got a notification. Good news, he clicked on our bait. So now basically we have all the information about him. Not quite. Well, actually, he clicked many times. The first time he clicked on the link, he had the VPN. And this is the sponsor of this video. No, I'm just kidding. They will definitely not sponsor a channel with that many subscribers. And we can see that he used a VPN because we see this red exclamation mark that says that he is using a VPN. But what a VPN cannot hide is the time zone, which we can see here is Africa, Lagos, GMT +1. So basically kind of know where he is approximately. And then he clicked another time, but he didn't have any VPN on, and we could see his actual IP, which I will display on the screen because I don't care, he's a scammer, he deserves that. So that's when I respond with an email that says, I'm sorry, PayPal doesn't let me send the funds to Lagos, Nigeria. It tags it as fraudulent activity. And I thought he will stop talking with me from that point, but no. He continued playing along by saying, no problem, I understand, send it here to this weird email. At this point, I decided just to reveal my whole process and just say, but you're not really in Canada, aren't you? You're in Lagos, Nigeria, and you're trying to scam me and make me pay your money you just don't deserve. If this is legit, then use the PayPal link to pay me for the website project. If not, this just tells me you're a scammer. Now, are you trying to scam me? Right now, I'm totally confused. Firstly, you stated Lagos, Nigeria, and now you're calling me names just to make a refund, and you're just doing another thing entirely. Just make the payment and we're good to go. All right then. If you don't want to be honest with me, then sure, I won't be sending anything. Okay, no problem. Like, if somebody actually would have sent me an excess of $3,000, I don't think he would say, okay, no problem. So you will supposedly abandon the money that you supposedly sent me? Then he says, you're doubting me and saying some hurtful things, and all I asked was just a refund, that's all. Sorry bro, but you're trying to scam me, seriously. Did you receive my email? And that's after some time I didn't respond, so about a day. And then it says, yep, I did. As I said, I'm not going to send you nothing because you haven't sent me anything. I see that you don't really know how PayPal works, my friend. And then he's being very stubborn. Maxime, follow the instructions that I explained to you in our previous conversation and see for yourself. And then I'm like, okay, so I'll just send him a screenshot of the device that he is using and also his IP address. And then maybe he's gonna stop texting me. And then I send him this. The screenshot, and I say, does this ring a bell? Does this IP sound familiar to you? And then obviously, and then this guy, because he's so smart, he says, I made you believe what you see. You think you're smart by the link you sent saying I should request, then you would make payment. Haha. Very funny. If you want to play, I'm available. Then why did you click it, I say? Just to play along and to make you believe you're tracking me. So Mr. Genius knew my tricks all along. And he says, feel free to make a report or whatever you want. If you want, I give you my exact location. I mean, he feels untouchable because obviously he's somewhere there in Lagos, Nigeria. What, the police is not gonna come knock at his door? So obviously he's not scared. Then I say, sure, give me your location if you don't mind. And then he says, sure, I will. But on one condition. He says, come to this address and you will see a black Honda car, knock the door twice. I will get down to see you. Note, do not involve the police. or whatever my men are boozing watching, and I have snipers around and killers too, so if you want to die, do else, cooperate. Peace. And obviously all of this is bullshit. Obviously he thinks he's untouchable, like the police is not even gonna knock at his door. What are they gonna do? Even if I go to the police and give them a report, the Canadian police cannot do anything. They're not even gonna call the police at his location and tell them do something. They can't really do that. There is no way I could necessarily hurt him, other than I could literally go to this IP and knock at his door and maybe it's gonna be him. But even then, I'm still not sure if it's his actual IP, the location where he lives. But still, if you have some time, you could still go give him a visit. But that's up to you. I'm not gonna do this in this video. But look, at the end of the day, we've exposed his IP and now everybody knows his IP on the internet by watching this video. And if you have some free time on your hands, then you could go give him a visit. But I'll leave that to you. At least now his IP is public and his scam is exposed. But then I also was curious, so I asked him, why are you scamming people though? And he says, will you provide for a family of 24, pay bills? You got a better job for me? And then I respond that you could at least find a better way that doesn't hurt others. Other people are just like you and they're doing their best to make a living. And you are there just trying to steal it. And I understand he's trying to gather money for his family for food, but still, at the end of the day, it's extremely unethical. Other people are working their asses off to make a living for themselves and also to, build a name for themselves as well. Then you are coming out of nowhere and trying to steal all of that? Like, it's not fair. So if you enjoyed all of this uncover of his scam, then subscribe and like this video, and probably we're gonna have more videos like this in the future. So yeah, subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.